Today's episode will be on a common topic of debate among soccer fans. What's more valuable to conquer, a league title or an international trophy? Tough question even for the teams competing for these titles. How about we break it down by individual cases? Let's take Barcelona, Real Madrid, and Atletico. Barca has disappointed its fans by not being able to lift the Champions League since 2015 when players like Neymar, Luis Suarez, and Messi led their offense. During this time, Messi and company have conquered 3 of the last 4 league titles, with Real Madrid winning the 2016-2017 edition. Speaking of Madrid, Los Merengues have found tremendous success in the international scene by conquering 4 of the last 6 Champions Leagues, while becoming the first ever club to win 3 in a row since the competition name was changed to Champions League. When it comes to La Liga, however, Real Madrid have struggled to win the league title with only 2 in the last 10 years. Atletico de Madrid surprised the world when they came out on top of the previously mentioned clubs and winning La Liga title in the 2013-2014 edition. But when it comes to the international competitions, they've had the bad fortune to cross paths with city rivals Real Madrid in the Champions League final and ultimately being defeated. So if you ask them what would be more important, Barcelona would say the Champions League, Real Madrid would say a league title, and Atletico Madrid can go for either, but after suffering 2 hurtful losses to their city rivals, they would lean more towards the Champions League. Now let's go over the Premier League. 2 of the most dominant clubs in recent years, Manchester City and Liverpool, have similar situations as their Spanish counterparts. Let's start with the current Champions League title holders, Liverpool. Their longtime burden has been the league title. Keep this in mind, Liverpool has never lifted a Premier League title. The last league title came in the 1989-1990 season when the competition was known as the English Football League. Manchester City, a club who has seen recent success under their new ownership, 4 Premier League titles in the last decade alone, current back-to-back Premier League champs. When it comes to the international scene, however, the citizens have yet to even reach the final stance of the tournament. The farthest they have made it in the Champions League was the semi-final stage when they were knocked off by Real Madrid. After spending over $840 million in transfers since 2016, both critics and fans have begun asking to see some success in this tournament. Other clubs who have seen vast amount of success in their domestic leagues but have struggled in the international tournaments are Bayern Munich, Juventus, and PSG. All these clubs have dominated their respective leagues, but in recent years have come up short in the Champions League. Now let's go west of the Atlantic to talk about MLS and Liga MX. The MLS is celebrating 25 years of existence. During this quarter century, they have seen lots of improvement in all aspects, but more specifically, the quality of the game has skyrocketed. Turning away from signing dying legends to now importing young talent into the league have made the MLS a very attractive league worldwide. In the search of becoming the best league in the continent, the MLS must be able to conquer the CONCACAF Champions League, a tournament who has been solely won by Mexican teams since 2006. The last time an MLS team had success in the international scene was in the year 2000 when LA Galaxy lifted the CONCACAF Champions Cup. Liga MX clubs have been extremely successful in this tournament. It's a whole different story when they went down to South America. The Copa Libertadores is perhaps the second most important club tournament in the world. Historical clubs like River Plate, Boca Juniors, Santos, Flamengo, and more compete to lift this title every year. During the almost 2-decade run that Mexican teams were invited to this tournament, Cruz Azul, Club Guadalajara, and Tigres managed to reach the final, but unfortunately were never able to lift the trophy. Since 2016, Mexican teams have not been invited to this tournament, and many were left to wonder if the time for a Mexican side to lift the Copa Libertadores was forthcoming. So if you ask the leagues, Liga MX would want to win the Copa Libertadores, while MLS would want to lift the CONCACAF Champions League. So is lifting a league title worth more than an international trophy, or vice versa? There is no definitive answer. That all depends on who you ask.